the years that I lived there, I'm pretty sure he slandered my ass silly to the rest of the neighborhood. Hey, watch out for this guy. He'll fucking try to get your kid to play with dead animals. Be on the lookout. So after that little instance, I decided I'm just not gonna talk to people anymore. To hell with casual conversation. Because one minute you're asking a kid a question, and the next minute you're on a goddamn registry of some sort. It's stupid. But even when I do manage to keep my mouth shut, I still find myself in plenty of awkward situations. Like, for example, not too long ago, I was at Kroger's buying beer. And Kroger's, for those of you that don't know, is a grocery store in the Midwest. You might have like an Albertsons where you live, or like a Winn-Dixie, or what the fuck Florida people have. But here we have Kroger's, aka K. Rogers, aka Kenny Rogers. That's what I call it. So anyways, I'm at Kenny Rogers with my case of Miller Lite when suddenly my wife calls me up on the phone and she's like, hey, sorry to make you do this, but I really need you to buy me a box of tampons. And please, for the love of God, don't make this into a shitty little internet cartoon. Now, I know a lot of husbands are embarrassed to buy lady products for their wives. They get all paranoid for whatever reason, like somebody's gonna call their ass out, like, sick, look, this dude's buying tampons. Those are for women, you sick fucking pervert. But I don't get embarrassed. That's never been an issue for me. Hell, if anything, I'll hoist that damn box of tampons above my head like it's a fucking Stanley Cup. Attention all of Kenny Rogers. I am a man buying tampons for my bleeding wife. So I'm standing in line for the cashier, holding my case of Miller Lights and my box of Tampax Pearls. Well, it was right about then that I start thinking about something that I saw on TV a while back. And that something was like an episode of 60 Minutes or some shit, where they were doing a story about teenagers who soaked tampons in alcohol, and then they, shoved them up their asses to get super drunk. I'm not making this up. This was a real fucking thing I seen on TV. The news anchor was like, are your kids shoving beer-infused tampons up their assholes? More at 11, or whatever the fuck he said. Well, now I start getting a little paranoid because now I look like the goddamn poster child of this new-fangled teenage trend. I look back at the dude behind me, and he's giving me a look like he fucking seen the same episode of 60 Minutes that I did. Boy, looks like you got quite the night planned out for yourself now, don't ya? So I go to check out, and I can tell that the cashier is totally perplexed at my choice of groceries. He's looking at the tampons and beer, then back at me, and then back at the tampons and beer, and he's trying to figure out what the fuck the correlation is between these two products. Well, now I feel like I have to speak up and try to defend myself to some degree. Look, it's really not what it looks like, okay? What's not what it looks like? The beer and the tampons. I'm not, like, doing anything weird with them. Why would I think that in the first place? Oh, because, apparently teenagers soak these things in alcohol, and then they shove them up their assholes. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what? Never mind. Forget everything I said. I have to leave now. And then I promptly ran out of that Kenny Rogers like the building was on fire, and I haven't been back there since. Crikey, that pervert's totally jamming them things up his bumhole. Alright, so now, all of a sudden, I'm the neighborhood pervert, and I'm the guy who shoves tampons up my ass. That's quite the reputation I'm building for myself. What can I say? Now, thankfully, this last story has less to do with me, and more to do with a couple of friends of ours. Now, these aren't exactly close friends, I would say. At least not close enough for me to not tell this story to the general public. But I will change their names in this shitty cartoon to protect their privacy, if you will. So this story begins with me and my wife going on a canoe trip with our friends, Jimothy and Stenifer. And this wasn't a very crazy canoe trip that we took. It's only like 4 hours or so. You shoot your ass down a river, try not to drown, then they pick you up in a van and take you back to the parking lot. Nothing awkward about that, right? Well, after the trip's over, we're standing there waiting for the shuttle to pick us up. Good old Jimothy over here starts talking about this vacation that they took in Wisconsin. Dude, Wisconsin is badass. There's fucking cheese, and there's cows, and there's more cheese. Now, I did not give a fuck about this story to begin with because, well, who the hell takes a vacation to Wisconsin in the first place? But I try to be polite. I stand there and listen to a story. Oh, well, that's pretty neat. Wisconsin, huh? Never heard of the place. Well, Jimothy decides to pull out his phone to show me this Airbnb that they stayed at, and this is where things get a little weird. Now, you have to understand that all this happened in a matter of seconds, so I'm gonna have to slow things down and do a little play-by-play. First, Jimothy pulls out his phone. He then pulls up his web browser. And on his web browser was a Google search that I'm assuming Jimothy Googled prior to this canoe trip. And that Google search, of course, was pegging for beginners. Now, if you're not familiar with what pegging is, well, my ass is not gonna tell you. That's a version of the birds and bees I'm not trying to fucking have with the general public, all right? Just know that it's a very intimate activity between Jimothy and Jennifer, Stenifer, and I'm sure neither of their asses wanted me to know about it. Well, in the fraction of the second that this all took place, Jimothy's ass abruptly turns off his phone, and he's like, you guys want to talk about something else? Fuck Wisconsin. Canoeing is fun, wasn't it? I love canoeing so much. Now, I don't know how you're supposed to handle a situation such as this, but I just pretended that I didn't see what I saw, even though I totally saw what I fucking seen. All I can say is that van ride back was extremely awkward, and casual conversation was very difficult. Boy, those rapids that we encountered sure were a pain in the ass, weren't they? You'd fucking know, wouldn't you? Huh? Nothing. Yeah, at least it was nice and calm on that last peg of the river. Leg of the river. So yeah, there you have it. There's 3 awkward situations that I really wish I wasn't a part of. I'm sorry that 2 out of the 3 stories had to do with things being inserted into asses, but that's the way it goes. Like Meatloaf said, 2 out of 3 ass stories ain't bad. And to Jimothy, if you're out there watching this, which, you know, there's a good chance that you are, I'm sorry I had to slander your ass 6 ways to Sunday, and I wish you no hard feelings whatsoever. Unless, of course, those hard feelings are in your asshole. Then I wish you all the hard feelings. All of them in the whole wide world. The end. All right, so over the summer, I had to fix a broken toilet. And if you never experienced the